Welcome to Purely Prabhupada, Ancient Truths for the Upliftment of the Modern World. My name is Alexis. I'm here with Comrade Devi Dasi, also known as Dr. Karen Silberstein. We've been discussing different topics about spiritual life, and today we'll be talking about how we find ourselves in different types of material bodies. Some people say it's by chance, and others say there's a science behind it. What do Prabhupada's books say?
According to the literatures given to us by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the living being is by nature transcendental. He has nothing to do with this material world. But when that living being decides to come to this material world, he comes under the influence of what we'll call the modes of material nature, also known as the qualities of material nature. These are goodness, passion, and ignorance. These modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, can be compared to the three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. By mixing the primary colors in different ways, we come up with all the colors, all the hues, all the tints of the universe. In the same way, by different combinations of the modes or the qualities of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, we come up with almost unlimited possibilities for material enjoyment. And this translates into 8,400,000 species of life.
Wow. Can you describe more about those modes or qualities of material nature?
Yes. The mode of goodness is characterized by clean eating habits, cultivation of knowledge. It's almost a sinful reaction-free lifestyle, happiness. The glitch of the mode of goodness is that you can start to think you're better than everyone else. You've got it made, you're on top of it, you know what you're doing, and therefore you can't take good authority. And so because transcendental authority is often not accepted, then the person in the mode of goodness has to keep accepting birth after birth in this material world in various species of life. The mode of passion is characteristic of modern society. Desire for possessions, desire for adoration, distinction, fame. And it keeps people working very, very hard to fulfill this. And of course, this also keeps us in the material world working very hard to try to fulfill things that just aren't achievable. The mode of ignorance is essentially opposite the mode of goodness. The mode of ignorance covers knowledge. It is characterized by delusion, by intoxication, by sleeping too much. And there's nothing that anyone can do in the mode of ignorance that benefits either him or anyone around him.
Mm. And how do those qualities, those modes of material nature, play into and affect the type of bodies that we get?
So the modes of material nature combine in different ways to create different bodies according to the desire for enjoyment of the living being. Then we also have to take into account karma, which is the reciprocation or the reaction for past activities that are done. We also have to understand that not all the bodies are going to be human bodies. According to the consciousness of the individual and the reaction for past deeds, past works, there can be fish bodies and plant bodies and reptile bodies and mammal bodies, all sorts of bodies. We're not guaranteed a human form.
Some people say that we choose our parents. Is there any truth to that?
The living being is not independent. The living being either comes under the laws of the material world or under the direct desire plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, depending on where that living being has aligned itself. So depending if we're aligned with the laws of material nature or under the direct jurisdiction of the Lord, our destiny will be formed. And then there's also taking into account our desire for enjoyment and our past deeds, our past karmic reactions. So, no, it's a rather simplistic statement to say that we've chosen our parents. The living being is never independent.
So, what is the special benefit of taking a human birth?
It's only in the human form of life that we can apply ourselves to the study of philosophy and understanding topics of transcendence. It's not that we're going to find a dog going to church and sitting in the pew and listening to the preacher, or a jungle animal sitting in meditation on the form of the Lord. Actually, when we look around, we see that there's many more non-human forms of life than human forms of life. So we can deduct that it's a very rare blessing to get a human form of life. So again, the blessing of the human form is that we can understand spiritual topics and apply ourselves to spiritual practices. Animals are characterized by 4 activities. They eat, they sleep, they mate, and they defend. Unfortunately, most humans are doing the same things. They're eating, they're sleeping, they're mating, and they're defending, and they're applying their creativity to try to do this in extravagant ways for the most part. So they're not applying themselves to the discovery of transcendental principles or to the application of those principles. Most people are not applying themselves to making this their last birth, and it's a shame. It's a very serious waste of a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's a real gift to have the human form of life, and we shouldn't take it cheaply.
And I would just like to ask our listening audience, please don't waste this valuable form of human life. It's a rare gift. It's a great opportunity to achieve the topmost goal, reawakening our love of Godhead and becoming eternally happy.
If you are interested in the subject matter of this video and would like to learn more, please visit purelyprabhupada.com. Ancient Truths for the Upliftment of the Modern World.